Years and years and years ago, the great Bill Polian suggested that Lamar Jackson might make the switch from quarterback to wide receiver. And, of course, it ignited a media firestorm. Racial undertones, blah, 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 blah. The media is still afraid to cover my favorite NFL player, Lamar Jackson. Honestly, for background, long time, NFL front office guy Bill Polian suggested nearly a decade ago that, and I think this was idiotic, but hey, what do I know? Jackson should convert from quarterback to wide receiver before the draft. Sports outlets framed the comment as racially charged, proof that racism against black quarterbacks still exists. Since then, much of the media has elevated him as a cultural icon for past transgressions. Jamel Hill. Lamar Jackson reminds me so much of Allen Iverson. Iverson had a lot of same elements that Jackson has. He had the cool, he had the swag, different tattoos, cornrows. Culturally, he was the people's champ. Yeah, I don't think it's gone that route for Jackson. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. And so there's a lot of people, especially a lot of black people, culture must very much identify and relate to Lamar Jackson. That's cool. But for a lot of boardrooms, for a lot of marketing firms, for a lot of people who make those fancy decisions, Lamar Jackson is not their cup of tea. He ain't going to be getting a Campbell Soup commercial with his mama anytime soon, like a lot of black quarterbacks like Donovan McNabb have, but that's all right. That's shame of it all, really, is that he's a cultural phenomenon that deserves to be elevated and celebrated. Well, let's be honest about this. If you're really talking about a cultural phenomenon, you're talking about Patrick Mahomes. With Patrick Mahomes' voice and flair for the game, he's actually a cultural phenomenon. Now, it depends on what culture you're talking about. And, hey, Jamel Hill may be right. I don't care. I mean, what do I care? To be clear, Jackson's a great quarterback, but I don't know if he, well, you can't name the 5 best quarterbacks in the world without naming him, but he has developed a weird relationship with the media that doesn't exist with other players, even the woke little Nick Wright. I don't know who Nick Wright is. Everybody talks, well, not everybody. Once in a while, people say Nick Wright. I'm assuming he's some guy on Fox, probably a wannabe Stephen A. Smith. Oh, no, he's that white guy that was black and white. No, I know who he is. Even Nick Wright said the media runs for cover for Lamar. Lamar Jackson was so unfairly maligned at the beginning of his career. Not really. It isn't really unfairly maligned to suggest somebody should switch positions. It's unfairly maligned to people looking for an angle to describe it as unfairly maligned. But it's not unfairly maligned to say that a great athlete that doesn't throw the ball great should play a different position. I mean, that's happened a bunch, white or black. Tebow being one. There's a couple other guys, too. Taysom Hill. I mean, what are you doing? Unfairly maligned that now folks have an allergy to treating him the way we treat Aaron Judge. Uh-oh. Unbelievable, remarkable, historic regular season player who it's not that he's not the same. I don't know. In the playoffs, every single year is his absolute worst in the playoff. Every athlete of my lifetime that has fit that profile is treated with heavy, heavy skepticism except for Lamar. Maybe. Jackson entered the season as a NFL MVP while the Ravens were Super Bowl favorites. 4 weeks later, 1-3 is what the Ravens are, and we're blown out by the Chiefs. Defense sucks. It does. What does that have to do with the Jackson-led offense? Against the Chiefs, he threw for just 147 yards, 2 turnovers, QBR 36.8 this week. Or the week prior, he disappeared in the fourth quarter against Detroit. Week 1, he blew a 15-point fourth quarter lead to Josh Allen and the Bills. I don't know if he did it. Again, I'm a little defensive of Jackson because I like everything about him. I like the fact that he does his own deals. I like the way he looks. I like the way he talks. And I think he's very cool. And I do think it's okay to acknowledge Jackson as a cultural icon. I don't think he has that kind of cachet, though, as icon. Doesn't mean I'm right. I don't know about icon. He's an icon at my house. But at the same time, can't you say that his team's having a bad start? We'll see how it goes. He's injured.